Alright guys, well, it's time for another build video. This build is for a good friend of mine, Braylon. He's been wanting to get into the PC gaming side of things, but doesn't want to throw a whole bunch of cash at it to start off with for his first rig. He kind of wants to start at a baseline and then upgrade the system as he can justify later on. So we're starting him off with a 3930K and a 980 Ti and a custom water loop, so we can really push that 3930K and make it competitive. Does have quad channel, 16 gig DDR3, SSD for boot drive, and then a 2 terabyte Barracuda. All of this is in the Inland 303 using a 360 by 30 mil bitspower rad and a 360 by 45 mil bitspower rad with Noctua redux fans. It's a pretty sweet build, honestly. I had a lot of fun building it, and I hope Braylon gets a lot of enjoyment out of it. Lots of good streams for Rainbow Six Siege. So I just wanted to preface this video by saying thank you to a bunch of people, because this build did present me with a lot of unique obstacles that I've not had to face before. So first off, I want to give a shout out to Titan Rig for being an awesome supplier of all of my water cooled parts. I order through them frequently through their Amazon Prime store, and I highly suggest you check out their store. They have amazing parts at amazing prices. All the big names, bitspower, EVGA, XSPC, pretty much anything you need, and Prime 2-day shipping. So you get great stuff, awesome prices in like 2-3 days. So that's great. I want to give a shout out to Juan Smith for giving me the files to 3D print the reservoir mount for the pump res in this build. I had the mount for the res. I don't know where it went. I've had the reservoir that was used in this build for quite some time, and yeah, the pump went MIA when I was ready to build, and obviously that would have pushed us back even further. So thank you, Juan, for providing me with the file so I can get that mount printed and press on with the build. Also, I want to give a shout out to the CEMR group, Computer Enthusiast Master Race, awesome group on Facebook, tons of knowledgeable people. The group has 60,000 people of computer enthusiasts, so most of them are pretty eager to help. If you post you have an issue on there or anything like that, people will actively try and help you troubleshoot your problem. I've networked on there and I've met amazing people, and this build actually has given me a fair amount of trouble. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of help from a lot of very useful individuals. So thank you guys for helping me troubleshoot that build. And to elaborate on that, so I'm doing this build video, but the build is not finished. I was not aware of any third-party lockdowns on the motherboard or anything of that nature. I went to install Windows on it after building it, priming the loop and everything, and the BIOS has a password protection on AI tweaker, so I can't adjust voltages or overclock, and the chassis intrusion detection is automatically enabled, and even when I go into the BIOS to disable it, it re-enables itself. So yeah, I tried flashing the BIOS and it did nothing for me. I reached out to ASUS and they said I'd have to pay to send the board in. So essentially I've just decided to replace the board and then troubleshoot it further later, because my first priority is getting this build ready to be used and ready to be enjoyed. Because I mean, it's Braylon's computer, so I don't know why I'm holding on to this board to troubleshoot it and just swap it out and send him on his way. So yeah, this build video is done with the old board in it. On Tuesday, when the new ASRock board comes in, I'll be swapping that out and then dropping the build off to Braylon. So yeah, if I find a solution to the whole third-party software thing on the board, I will definitely be sharing that info with you guys.